like, the joke I have, which won't read on a video, but the joke I have is, like, is it me? Because every time a box set comes out, of the two armies, the one I play is the one that sucks.
Oh no.
I gotta admit, the Daughters of Khaine book didn't really light my fire the way I wanted it to, but there was something that I noticed, or rather didn't notice, that might be hinting at an even bigger release down the line. Something that we saw in Underworlds. So, our best character remains the same that it's always been. Shadow Queen herself, Morathi. In her dual form, where you get both of the models at the same time, you can bring so much power to the table. Shadow Queen Morathi, the big snake form, is still bringing so much pain, and her smaller sorceress form is still bringing all of those spells and all of that pain, and all of that, you can't kill me, because if you hit her, it goes to the Shadow Queen. Once the Shadow Queen's taken 3 wounds in a turn, she's done. You got a shooting line you gotta deal with? Morathi. You got a combat line you gotta deal with? Morathi. Worried about mortal wounds? Morathi. Beyond Morathi, we do have to give a special shout out to the High Gladiatrix. She is going to make your standard, bog standard witches and Sisters of Slaughter a lot more dangerous by increasing their wound and their rend. If you combine that with the ability to retreat and charge, or do even more rend on the charge with one of your sub-factions, you could really be bringing out a lot of pain. And for our final character, we have to highlight my personal favorite, always has been my personal favorite from the Daughters of Khaine, the Slaughter Queen. Now she has gotten a little bit of a nerf with her weapons. They got just fused into one and it's doing a little bit less damage now, but she also got a brand new prayer. Can only target herself, but it gives her the strike first ability. That's going to be really big because she's going to run in, pop that, strike first, doesn't matter what's happening, she's fighting first. And even if she didn't charge, she's in there, she's fighting first. Oh, you charge me? I'm fighting first, killing all of your models. If I'm on a throne of blood, I'm fighting first, and so is my avatar. And so are all of the girls on my wagon. Just stab, 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 stab. Doesn't matter how tough you are when you get stabbed that many times. Just doesn't. So one of the best combos in this upcoming book is actually a carryover from Broken Realms, when we saw the Melusai Iron Scale come out the first time. The Melusai are getting a lot deadlier in this edition. The Iron Scale's bringing all of her old special rules, but the Zinthar Kai sub-faction also gives them fight after death. So if you kill one of the snakes, which is a lot harder to do in this edition, they get to fight. Very hard to kill these snake ladies, but the ability to bring them into the fight is even better, and the Iron Scale is going to give them an additional attack, just like she always did. You can give her artifacts that'll make her more powerful, and now all of the Melusai are going to deal out that mortal wound at the end of fighting. Well, all of the Melusai...
Blood Sisters.
And you can still run and shoot, you can still run and charge, you can still shoot and charge. It's good stuff. One big change we've noticed from previous editions is the Avatar, the big iron statue of pain. You don't have to have a priest dedicated to it to bring it to life anymore. It just is. It's going to do its damage, it's going to do all of its stuff, and it's going to make your prayers better. The Avatar is going to be a huge force multiplier, especially along with Morathi, and it's going to open up your Slaughter Queen and your Hag Queen for all of the prayers that they can do, like Orgy of Slaughter, Catechism of Murder, all of that fun stuff that they can do. They don't have to devote their prayers to the Avatar anymore. The Avatar is just going to come out swinging, and swing he does. So the main thing that I've noticed, at least with the Daughters of Khaine Battletome, is the same thing I've noticed with a lot of these battle boxes, where you see 2 new armies come out, well, not really new, 2 updated armies come out. One of them is extremely strong, and one of them is just kind of eh. We saw it with the Idoneth and the Fireslayers, where the Idoneth are ridiculous, and the Fireslayers are fine. We're seeing it now with Daughters of Khaine and Nighthaunt. The Nighthaunt have gotten some really nasty new stuff, and the Daughters of Khaine certainly aren't bad. They're definitely not what they used to be. There was a time when the Daughters of Khaine would show up to the meta and just completely control it. It didn't matter what you were playing. You're playing against Daughters of Khaine, the Daughters of Khaine were probably going to take it home. Really, with these meta shifts that we're seeing in the battle boxes, and I hope it's not a trend, but from everything we've seen from the few leaks we've seen of Skaven so far, it's probably gonna be. I mean, just looking at the balance of forces, it's probably going to be. But Daughters of Khaine definitely fell on the short side of the which one's better stick. And again, they're not bad. They're gonna be fine. But they are not the powerhouse they used to be, even with Morathi. And Morathi's got Gotrek syndrome. She can just be ignored. If you take out the rest of the army, there's nothing Morathi can do. Now, there's a lot of really cool new stuff in this book. You've got new grand strategies, new battle tactics, new battalions. You've got a battalion for Morathi and all of her snakekin. It's awesome. It's cool stuff. It doesn't really compare to what the Nighthaunt got with, mortal wound dealing archers, things like that. And a lot of what made the Daughters of Khaine really good, a lot of their punch has been pulled out. The Chrome Blade has been nerfed. A lot of the abilities have been nerfed. We're just seeing a lot of things that will take this army in a different direction. And then again, not to say they're bad. They're just not as good as they used to be. And it's really disappointing because Daughters of Khaine used to be a dynamic and fun force. And yes, you had to work a little harder to make them work, but it was always worth the work. And now it just seems like, oh, look, we can do everything. Kind of. Jack of all trades, master of none. That whole thing. So, I don't know. I think that the Daughters of Khaine will be fine. They will not be what they used to be, and I feel like a lot of Daughters of Khaine players are going to be disappointed with what they find in this new book. But at the same time, new players will come in and see an awesome army. Older players might find things they like. There might be new combos that you didn't see before, things that you can pull out. Give you an excuse to dust off the Avatar, because you don't have to priest him anymore. He's just there. So, find what you like, take the sugar with the salt, and do what you can with it. A final note, and something you may have noticed, going back to, if you followed any of my articles, something I'm really excited about. We know that Underworld's armies, or Underworld's units, can always be taken in their Battletome. But if you look at the Daughters of Khaine Battletome, those Shadow Stalkers aren't in there. Could that mean Malarian? Will they be going to the Dawnbringer Crusade? I really hope it's Malarian, but they don't show up in the Daughters of Khaine book, which makes me think Malarian might still be on the way. Games Workshop keeps dangling it in front of us like a mouse in front of a very hungry python, so let's hope they give it to us before somebody bites them on the wrist. If you want to check out those missing units and get your first preview of our brand new Skaven, check out our Nether Maze video right over here. I'm Clint with Bowles. Thank you very much.